In this video, I'm going to be painting an entry for leckydoodles, draw this in your style. I'm going to be talking over the painting most of the time, but I might jump in every now and then just to comment on what I'm doing. If you have any questions about the painting itself or just anything I mentioned in this video that I don't go over, feel free to leave it in the comments down below and I'll be sure to have a look. Now, I figured since this video is a draw this in your style video, I would talk about my struggles with the concept of style and finding my own. I've been drawing consistently for longer than I can remember, and I think I started taking it seriously around 10 or 12. I watched a lot of Mark Crilley videos, Doodle Date, Minecraft Diaries, which I think heavily influenced the way I wanted to draw and the things I wanted to draw. I was also quite influenced by manga and anime later on, more in my later teen years. You can still kind of see this influence when I sketch and draw digitally. Quite a bit of it is on my Instagram still. When I first started drawing digitally, I did a lot of anime-esque Miraculous Ladybug and Minecraft Diary fan arts. My best friend and I, Alexis, aka leckydoodles, were eating that stuff up together. I remember we used to make like little paper dolls and play with them. So embarrassing, but you know what, that was the start of both of our art careers. I think that drive for drawing other characters kind of evolved into general fan art of anime and whatever else I was into at the time. With all that being said, I only picked up oil painting about 4 years ago now, at the end of 2021, and with that I've been pretty stuck in the mindset of having to create at least semi-realism while painting, which, don't get me wrong, has given me some great foundations for fundamentals and has improved the technical ability of my art, but it's just not what I want the look for my art to be anymore. To be honest, I think I just want something that's recognizably me, whatever that means. I think I want realistic proportions and values, but I'd like to have more expressive strokes, and I might play with color a bit more than I have, just to see how that goes. I really admire the very painterly yet still realistic and accurate styles of great oil painters like JC Leindecker and Will Rochefort on Instagram, and maybe it's my lack of skill that deters me from pursuing something a little bit more similar to them, but I think I want something different from my art. Something that conveys expression and feeling in how it was painted, not just in the story of its subject matter. I can't really say that there's a certain look that I'm going for that I'll just know when I see it, and I think my idea of this concept of style is probably going to be forever changing. I mean, the second I'm happy with one thing, your brain tends to notice something that you're not happy with, and that's how you grow, right? So I don't think I'll ever actually find that elusive exact thing that I want, but I still think it would be so cool to have a recognizable style that, you know, you look at a composition and you say, oh yeah, Milani made that. I don't know, the idea of that just makes me happy. And honestly, painting just feels so different from digital art and drawing in general. Despite my struggles, I just keep being drawn back to it. I love being able to sit down and relax and learn new things and face new challenges in a way that doesn't feel so intimidating anymore. I especially love discovering the different textures and feel that physical tools can give you. I've only recently started using these natural hair brushes, which you should be able to see in the second pass of the painting. I'm not sure when that's going to happen in time with my talking, but the texture and expression they've been able to give me has made such a world of difference. Not even just in this painting, but there is a plein air painting that I did that I'll talk about in my plein air video. Honestly, I think it is my favorite painting right now just because of the textures and stuff in it. These brushes alone have been able to give my painting so much more depth, and despite their semi-unpredictable nature, they've given me such a sense of control over my work, which of course I think is another thing that aids to my sense of style. Being able to be particular with my tools gives me both more experimentation and a lot more rigidity. I mean, you can even see if you take these brushes and just 3 sizes and then the same of synthetic brushes that are very smooth and give your final piece a very smooth look, the paintings are going to look completely different. You can have the same colors, the same composition, the same values, everything the same. Just one change in your tools changes so much of the painting. In the end, really, I think patience lends itself most to your style. Knowing that like all good things will happen when it's not forced and when it's given time to bloom. I can already see some patterns developing as I'm finishing a painting every few days while I've been at my parents' for the holidays. So quickly I've gone from trying to paint every stroke of hair to using a textured brush to show the quality instead of trying to tell the viewer with different strokes of different colors. It's the same with the approach I've taken to paint my highlights and lowlights, though it's not revolutionary, as I think any practiced artist chooses to do this pretty intentionally. I've started taking a lot more note where I place my texture now that I'm able to play with it in a more controlled way, leaving my darkest areas to have flat vertical strokes that don't reflect light coming from above, and adding purposeful heavy texture along the flow of a painting and its highlights. And I mean, all that happened because I was experimenting and not trying to hold my current sense of style or viewing experimentation as blocks in the road to identity. I know that example was very fundamental, but I think the point I was trying to make still stands with it. Like I said, I haven't really figured things out myself yet. I'm still going through the journey of finding myself in my paintings. So definitely feel free to take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But if you're struggling to find a sense of style yourself and you're not happy with it right now, don't be too hard on yourself. The more pressure you add to be unique, the faster you're going to put yourself in a box that someone else has made. I've said it before in another video, but I feel like it is so important still. Just be patient with yourself. It's so much easier to fall into place when you're consistently bringing yourself to make art, rather than just saying, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna copy this person. While that is helpful still to find people that you like and understand what you like about their styles, it's so important just to let yourself be yourself through your expression. Now, if you'd like to watch me try to create consistently, I plan on posting long form once a week on here, and I do already post 3 times a week on Instagram. So subscribe if you'd like to follow along. You can leave a like or a comment if you found this video helpful, interesting, or just entertaining. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.